What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Littleroot Laddering. We're continuing on playing Mocha's hot dog team this week. So if you haven't checked out the previous episode, I do a pretty in-depth breakdown of the team there. But that being said, let's just jump in today to game number 1 and see what we can do. Okay, game number 1. We got Dialga plus Lapras. I was gonna say, Rowan sent me his notes for various matchups and stuff, and I don't think Dialga Lapras is on here. So, I think we're going to do a little improvisation. I think I like Zacian quite a bit. I think I like Lando quite a bit as well. Let's see, Torkoal and probably Zard. So I think I like Torkoal, Zard up front with Lando and Zacian in the back. This leaves me pretty weak to Lapras as a lead, I think. Let's do it. I think this is fine. We can go for like Airstream plus Yawn. Something like that, maybe. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Rillaboom, T-Tar. I'm actually pretty okay with this lead. We probably lose Charizard if we max here. Grassy Seed. That's an interesting choice. So I think my play, I think they max T-Tar here. So I think what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to click Protect, and I'm going to switch out Zard into Lando. Anticipating them to max Rockfall into my Zard. Granted, Lando's going to take it as a neutral hit, but we do get to intimidate them, which I think is pretty important. And we get to keep Zacian healthy. They're just going to immediately withdraw Rillaboom and send out Lapras as well. Okay. So they may not want to max then. Yeah, this is pretty alright for me, all things considered. And they missed the Stone Edge. Even better. So now, I think I want to Yawn into the Tyranitar. And let's go for a U-turn off of the Lapras. I don't want to trigger a potential weakness policy. There's the max Lapras, I'm assuming. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to go into Zacian here off of the U-turn. Like, I could see them going for, Resonance into Lando, and I think that's the obvious play. I could also see them going for a Geyser into Torkoal as well. Zard seems fine as a switch in. Unless they go for a Stone Edge into this slot. I think I'm going into Zacian this turn. I'm just going to go for a Behemoth Blade into their Lapras next turn. And this is Stone Edge into Torkoal, which crits. That's a bit unfortunate. And I'm assuming this is, yep, Resonance into... Man, why'd they have to crit? That makes things awkward. I feel really behind immediately here. Like, I just don't have a way of dealing with this Lapras currently. Like, now they get to switch out their... they can swap out T-Tar and go into... Incin into this slot, so I think Quaking into that slot is fine. And I think I'm going to go for a substitute this turn. Like, substitute gets to stall out their max a little bit here. We didn't see an item on Lapras, so no life orb. Could be policy, could be light clay. I think those are the most likely ones. Okay, no swapping out from the Tyranitar, so we get a free Quake into that slot. I feel like they should just Geyser my Zard this turn. Like Geyser plus Stone Edge. That didn't do a lot. We get the Quake boost, which is good. And they are currently at -1 on T-Tar. Don't crit? Why? Oh, that wasn't even a crit. Oh, that's just really bad for us then. Yeah, I feel very dead now. This may not break sub at +1. Got him. Alright, so like, we're really far behind. We haven't really dealt any damage this game. And honestly, I feel like we can still win this. So this turn, I can go for Fly. Fly into the Tyranitar slot and go for a Sacred Sword into it. Pick up the KO on it. And then this will blank their... no Protect coming out, that's good. This will blank their last turn of Dynamax as well. Because this probably is a Resonance into Lando. So, like, I don't feel completely dead. Okay, it's just gonna be another Geyser into Zacian, but that's fine. That'll break my sub. Okay. So that is turn 3 of screens, potentially 5 more. I don't think we're stalling screens out this game. We are still at +1 on Zacian, which is good. And we're at +1 special defense as well. They've already consumed their Grassy Seed on Rillaboom, so this is probably just a fake out. So I'm going to go for a Protect this turn. And then Fly will do a solid chunk to Rillaboom. This is probably like fake out plus probably Freeze Dry into my Lando. We are Assault Vest. I need Lando to take this hit. Okay, we connect the Fly, that's good. It's really good damage. It's Ice Beam. Okay. Okay, Zacian, time for you to show them what you're made of. Honestly, I feel like we can still win this game. Grassy terrain is over, so they could be incentivized to switch Rillaboom out again. The last one should be Dialga, which we have Sacred Sword for. This is going to be 180 versus 150. We can Behemoth Blade into the Rillaboom here, which I think is the better play. If they swap out into Dialga, going for a Sacred Sword would have been better. I mean, this is still a stab Behemoth Blade, so like this is still going to do a chunk. But it is a resisted hit behind screens, so yeah, I mean, that did okay damage. Obviously, Sacred Sword would have done more. Telepathy Surf. That's a interesting water move to have on your Lapras. Okay, and they're not light screen. I mean, they're not light clay. They've already seen Sacred Sword from us. They could protect Dialga, swap Lapras out into Rillaboom. I think I'm just gonna Sacred Sword into the Dialga. Okay, no protect, that's good. Okay. Zacian is kind of broken, guys. Rain is over now as well, so those surfs aren't going to hurt as much. And they are going to set back up grassy terrain, so we're going to get some more recovery here as well. So obviously they fake out this turn, so I'm going to click Protect. This is just free recovery. And then next turn we can Behemoth Blade into Rillaboom, pick it up, and then Sacred Sword should be able to pick up the Lapras. Okay, this is also fine. Yeah, Thunderbolt. Interesting. Surf is still going to do more. We should be able to live a double up here. Can I afford to Sacred Sword the Lapras this turn to not take an extra hit? I think so. This is 180 versus 150. We've already decided the Sacred Sword is the better move to attack Lapras with. Yep, Grassy Glide, that's fine. We can heal to get out of Grassy Glide range next turn. Okay. Up to 34. This is a really, really close game for how poorly our leads were. The problem is they're slowly getting out of Behemoth Blade range, I think. Just live it. Zacian, you're insane. I'm pretty sure we just won this game. Holy cow. Because if this doesn't KO, we can protect, stall out the last turn, and then attack before them, so... Holy cow. That game was absurd. I did not anticipate winning that game. Just like how terrible our lead was, like the first couple turns went for us. I did not anticipate winning that game at all. The fact that they immediately swapped out their Rillaboom too, so they lost their defense boost is huge. Man. Double screen, scary face, pretty typical. Citrus Berry, Ensign. I'm really surprised they didn't bring Ensign. And they were Policy Lapras with Psychic. No Protect. Very interesting. The fact that we just immediately dealt with this thing as well was really good for us. They were assault vest on the Tyranitar, which I think we could have been able to piece together. Oh man, insanely close game. Let's get paired up here for game number 2. All right. Sun Mirror. Mocha says for the mirror, well, not quite, because they have Groudon instead. It's not Lapdog, it's just Sun. So we want Zard plus Grim with Lando and Zacian in the back. I'm gonna trust him with Lando and Zacian in the back. Cool. I'm gonna trust his expert opinion here. If anyone knows about this team more than me, it's gonna be basically everyone. But I'm gonna trust the team designer here. So let's see what opponent is bringing to the table. All right, opponent. What do you got for me? If they lead Groudon plus Venu, I think our play is to... It's going to be Instant Grimmsnarl. Okay. Honestly, pretty okay with this lead. Unfortunately, our Grimmsnarl doesn't really do anything here. So I think the play I want to make... I kind of want to swap into Lando. I could also stay in and just Spirit Break their Grimmsnarl. I think Grimmsnarl is really important to keep around. So I think swapping the Lando is fine. And I think I want to Wildfire into their Grimmsnarl this turn. I could see going for Airstream instead, because then in the event that, like, Venu comes out, we're going to outpace it. So I could see Light Screen, I could see Scary Face, I could see Thunder Wave, I could see Spirit Break my Zard. I think of those, Light Screen is most likely. There's the fake out into my Lando. There's approximately nothing, and they do have Thunder Wave. Okay. Just don't get parried, Zard. I specifically said don't do that. I mean, I'm free to Earthquake here. And I really want to get Wildfire up this game. Man, Thunderwave is so good, guys. Like, obviously you had to deal with the fail rates and, like, potentially Feenies and Lumberries and stuff, but, like, man, Thunderwave is just insane. It's, like, perfect example, and we saw it earlier in the week, too, where we literally won a game because the opponent's Zacian was paired 3 turns in a row. Yeah, they're going to set up Light Screen. This should do a chunk to Ensign. I would classify that as a chunk. They're going to Parting Shot off of my Lando. That's fine. Show me Groudon. Show me not Parazard. Like, that's all I care about. Okay. Alright, that's really good for us. We're going to pick up the Grimmsnarl, so they are going to get a free switch into Groudon this turn. So I kind of want to preserve Lando. So we could swap to Zacian. No, they're just going to bring back in Ensign. Okay. I mean, this is free to... I'm just going to stay in and click Earthquake, I think. And I want a Wildfire into Venu. Venu can't hurt Zard. So, like, if they swap out here, I'm fine. Obviously, they should just fake out into Lando and Max. But, like, what... They can Vine Lash into Lando, but I don't think that's particularly good. Yeah, they're going to withdraw Venu. They're going to bring out Groudon, so... I mean, this works out pretty well for us. As we get to fire off a Sun-boosted, Life Orb-boosted Wildfire into their Groudon. And then it's Venu... it's Sun-boosted Venu plus damaged Ensign versus my 4. So I feel like we're really far ahead. I feel like that was pretty telegraphed. And again, now it doesn't really matter what they do with Venusaur because, like, Zard has done its thing. I'll click EQ and we'll Blast Burn into the Venu. Like, I have a -2 Lando right now, but that's still probably enough to take out the Ensign. Just based on how much the first Earthquake did. So if we get to attack with Lando, obviously we get to pick up the Ensign. If we don't because they take it out, then I get a free switch into Grimmsnarl and can set up a light screen. Yep, there's their Dynamax. Not really surprised by anything going on. Mind you, that Wildfire KO'd their Groudon behind Light Screen. So, like, it's kind of busted. Yep, there's Divine Lash. Into my Charizard? That is a choice. Goodbye, Ensign. Just connect the Blast Burn. Heck yeah. GG. 4-0 sweep. That felt good. That felt real clean. Oh, come on, opponent. The game was already over. Why disconnect at that point? Whatever. It's fine. I would love to play one more today. Let's get to it. What do we got? Kyogre. Alright, according to Mocha, we want Venu, Grimm, plus Zacian, Torkoal. Venu, Grimm, Zacian, Torkoal. Just to confirm. So they have Lando I, which is interesting. Metagross, which probably isn't going to come because I have Torkoal and Charizard. I feel pretty safe about what we're doing here. If they lead Venu, if they lead Torn Ogre, Kyogre is faster than Venusaur. So, like, switching in Torkoal isn't particularly great. $80 versus Kyogre is 90, right? So, if they are max speed, that doesn't particularly work out for us. I could also see them just, like, Hurricane. Hurricane plus Ice Beam into my Venusaur. I think I want to max plus set up Light Screen if they lead it. I don't think I want to immediately switch into Torkoal. Because then, like, Torkoal just dies to a Water Spout. Water Spout in the sun is still, like, enough to take out Torkoal. And they could also just max and Geyser into that slot, and then my weather's actually gone. Double Genie. That's an interesting choice. I like it a lot. Really interesting. I don't think I want to max here. But I'm also slower than Landorus. Landorus is kind of scary, I'm not going to lie to y'all. So I think my play is I'm just going to go for a Vine Lash into Landorus, and I want to set up a Reflect. I'm going to set up a Light Screen. This could be wrong. Okay, they're not maxing Landorus, which is good. I also don't think Landorus is a mon you max here. I think you definitely preserve it. Like, just based on Landorus's of the past, Light Screen is the play because they should be Sheer Force. Okay, this is still fine because we get our Vine Lash off. Okay, so they're just attacking. Okay, they're gonna proc my Policy. They're gonna lower my speed, but they proc my Policy, and that's actually what I care about. Got him. That didn't do a lot, but honestly, I'm pretty okay with that. Because we get Vine Lash up here. To bring Landorus under half. And now I can Max Strike into either slot. What does Landorus do now? They could substitute, which would be scary. I think I want to Max Strike the Tornadus. And Spirit Break into the Landorus. I don't see any reason to swap out of Grimmsnarl here. They're going to set up Tailwind, that's completely fine. Yeah, Psychic. It's also interesting. Max Strike is enough to take out their Tornadus. And drop their Landorus speed. They are still faster because they have Tailwind up. But we get to fire off a Spirit Break into them now and drop them -1. And honestly do really good damage. They might just get KO'd here by the Vine Lash. They should, right? Sweet. Okay. So now if they bring out Kyogre, we can Thunder Wave it. And Vine Lash it, I guess. That is a whale. That's a very angry cat. Okay. I mean, I feel pretty safe here. They should just fake out my Grimmsnarl. I could go into Torkoal, but it's really bad if they Geyser into my Grimmsnarl slot, which I could see. I think Grimmsnarl has done enough that I'm fine sacking it off if they KO it. I think getting the, like, potentially Para into the Kyogre is more important here. And I would rather preserve my my Torkoal until... That is a choice that I did not anticipate. I wonder if this has Flare Blitz, and they're going to max Flare my Venu. This is a choice. That still chunks my Mons, and they do have Max Flare, but this is in the sun. Venu's insane, baby! Thanks. Who had Dynamax Incineroar on their bingo card today? Be honest, no one did. Wonder if they're safety goggles. I mean, Venu has done its job. I can set up a Reflect here just to, like, reduce the damage from this thing. But now that Sun is up, we should outspeed them. Because Venu is faster than Incin. They have Tailwind, but I am actually slower. Interesting. Alright, you have KO'd my Venusaur. Good job. Obviously, I'm not going to switch in my Zacian here because I don't want to deal with that. And they could have, like, Max Strike here, I guess. I'm going to Yawn the Incin, and we'll Spirit Break it. Wonder if this is just, like, max speed Incin. Oh no, you KO'd my Grimmsnarl. But you're looking really tired now, opponent. And your Tailwind is over. So now Zacian gets to play. So, Sacred Sword plus Body Press will just pick this up. Really interesting team from our opponent. Really interesting choices this game. And honestly, I can't say I anticipated most of what happened there. Lando I is a very unique choice. The fact that they maxed Incin and then set Sun for me is a choice. But I mean, like, what else are you going to do? You can max Kyogre there, but I'm not sure I completely love that. So, let's drop this rental code one more time, people. More importantly, before we do that, you know, we gotta show the rank up. You know, a 3-0 today is gonna push us into Ultra Ball, so that's pretty great. And you know, this is what we're here for, is really the true gamer moments. Look at that, beautiful. So let's throw this rental code up and pick it up. Look out for the team report coming from Mocha. I know he has a video team report that he is showing off on his channel sometime soon. Pick up the rental code. This team is fantastic. I cannot stress that enough. I'm really glad we got to show this team some justice today after a not so great start. But you know, honestly, all the games the other day felt super winnable, and I'm really this team was really impressive today. Zacian getting to pull off the what 3-1 comeback, the 4-2 comeback by itself. That was obviously insane. Venusaur did work the third game. Charizard did absolute slaughtering game 2. So this team is really good, guys. I can't stress that enough. So pick it up while it's available, and we will see you later in the week for some more Littleroot laddering. Have a good one, everyone. Peace.